Now, most of you already know that load shedding is one of the things that is hurting our SA economy. I mean, currently Eskom is implementing stage 6 of load shedding, which obviously gets people without electricity for like 8, sometimes even 10 hours, which obviously that 10 hours resulted in some of the consumers or some of the analysts or experts saying that load shedding, Eskom, it looks like it is rolling this load shedding at stage 8, which is something that is of course sad, because you already know that as per the SA Reserve Bank, when load shedding gets implemented, or if you are to get power outages of between or starting at 6 to 12 hours, SA could lose, or SA lose money of between 200 and of course 899 million per day, which is something that obviously getting to know that we can lose almost R1 billion per day due to load shedding. It makes me to be sad, because this, ladies and gents, it's contracting our economy. I mean, right now the IMF cut its of course GDP forecast for SA to 0.1%. So SA, ladies and gents, of South Africa, it is expected to grow by 0.1%. This is according to IMF, which obviously you know that this is a big institutions of which getting to see that they are projecting or expecting SA or South Africa to grow by 0.1%. It saddens me, or it is something that is not good at all, and you can't blame them, because load shedding is one of the things that, like I said, it is a serious thing that is making our economy to contract, which is why we saw the manufacturing sector falling by of course 5.2% year over year, which is something that is not good at all. I mean, the mining sector is also a sector which we saw of course them contracting by 5% year on year in February, which is something that again must just show you that load shedding continues to bring harm, continues to harm our economy. I mean, this is something that we saw, I mean, before even we got here. This is something that obviously mining companies kept on saying, guys, this load shedding, or due to this load shedding that is being implemented on a day-to-day, the mining companies are going to end up cutting their production because of this load shedding. Same goes to retailers. Retailers have been spending a lot of money trying to curb or trying to come with mitigation measures to carry on with their businesses, to carry on supplying the food, supplying the products that we need on a day-to-day due to this load shedding. Now, of course, this is something that continues hurting the companies we invest in. I mean, the mining sector is one of the sectors that has been heavily hit by, of course, this load shedding, which is why we have seen stocks in this industry not performing the way they should. It's one of the things that has been making, of course, a lot of companies in SA, a lot of companies in the Johannesburg or listed in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, not to perform that good due to this load shedding, because part of the money that they are making, ladies and gents, it is going to operation expenses, and that is of course putting mitigation measures, trying to of course reduce the harm that this load shedding impose into their business. So yes, this has been leading in some of the companies, or most of the companies that we invest in South Africa, not doing that well. But before we forget the house rules, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. And I would really appreciate if you can just hit the like button if you are enjoying the content that I'm giving you about load shedding, or about the implications that load shedding it is having in our economy. So if you are enjoying this content, I would really appreciate if you can just hit the like button, as it also helps with YouTube's algorithm. And so if you have not subscribed, consider also hitting that. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell, because on this channel we're all about of course the news that have an impact in the companies that we invest. That is, these are companies that are either in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, which obviously are the most of course companies that we look out for, or companies that we look for on this channel. So if you are investing in the stock market, or stock market is your niche, please consider hitting that like button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell. So yes, without wasting any more of your time, IMF has cut the GDP growth in South Africa from their previous forecast of 1.1% to now 0.1%. So it means that South Africa, ladies and gents, this year it's expected to grow by 0.1%. This growth, ladies and gents, means that even the companies that we invest in the JSE, or some of the companies that we invest in the JSE, won't do that well this year, which is why I've given you a couple of examples of companies that are getting hurt when this load shedding is being implemented. So to get to see the IMF or institution like the IMF cutting its GDP forecast for 2023 for South Africa to 0.1%, it is something that is, of course, it worries investors. It makes me to be worried as a retail investor, which is why I always keep on saying now is the time that you not only put your money here in SA, but you try to diversify your portfolio and consider investing into other stocks in the New York Stock Exchange, stocks in the Australian, and all the other, of course, exchanges or security exchanges that are out there for you, available for you to invest. So, because SA, as it stands, ladies and gents, things are not looking good for this year, which is quite worrisome, because, ladies and gents, this is a country, or this is one of the countries that before load shedding it wasn't doing not that bad, but now due to load shedding we are seeing it, of course, shrinking in terms of GDP, or not doing well, which of course is resulting in the companies that we invest in to also not do well. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought to just give you this quick updates. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, comment and subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, this coming Wednesday we are expecting to get the CPI figures for the month of March, and analysts are seeing on the screen are expecting the CPI figures to come at 6.9%, which we just have to see if whether we will get a figure which is below that 6.9% or at least 6.9%, because that will be sort of like some good news, because inflation will be decreasing or declining, which is a good thing, because the cost of living is another major thing that is seriously, of course, hurting our economies, or hurting the economies around the world, as things are becoming more expensive for consumers to buy. Some of the day-to-day products that we used to afford maybe 2 years ago, we cannot afford right now because of the cost of living, or because of the prices that those products that we used to, of course, afford were going by 2 years ago. So inflation is one of the things that is seriously hurting our economy, which is why we've been seeing the SA Reserve Bank continuing increasing interest rates, because increase in interest rate has been the one thing that is proven to bring inflation down, and this is what we've been seeing, which is why it's a good thing. And chances are we might see, of course, the SA Reserve Bank maybe in the next meeting or two once again increasing interest rates, which, though it hurts the consumers, they are trying to control this inflation. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you load the boat, increase your holdings in some of the stocks, or local stocks or international stocks, it is important that you do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into the stock market. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.